My dear children who are sitting in the back, respected chair of the board, respected dean, faculty members, board members, dear parents of these young entrepreneurs, and my dear young friends. I'm not carrying a paper with me. It does not mean that I'm not going to give a speech. I'm going to speak with you without paper because of two reasons. Rahul Bhai remembers that when I was receiving my Nobel Peace Prize and asked to give my acceptance speech, I lost my papers, my speech. It never happened in the history of Nobel Peace Prize or any Nobel Prize that the recipient lost his speech. And the second reason is that I never talk to my children reading from the papers. So today, I am talking to many of my children here. How are you today, let me ask? Good? Excited, little bit nervous, accomplished, pride, many, many emotions, I understand. But I remember, actually, when I finished my examinations in my electrical engineering, I was very relaxed. But when the day of my graduation came, I was not lucky enough like you to be in the graduation robe and get my degree. The reason was simple. I was exploring myself. It does not mean that I went to Himalayas to explore myself. I was dating with a beautiful girl. I don't want to let you think wild. This young lady is now the mother of my two children, and she's here. And other thing was exploring was to follow my passion. I was trying to find out that how I can help the children in my country and anywhere in the world. But when I entered here today, seeing all of you in this beautiful place, I can feel enormous light, unprecedented. Each one of you is an enlightened lamp, one can think. But let me tell you that each one of you is a powerhouse, and if hundreds of powerhouses are gathered in such a small place, what would happen? You have the power to illuminate the whole world, not only in our country. You are a source of power and energy. Friends, first of all, let me congratulate you for your outstanding achievement. Congratulations. But that reminds me of a story. A journalist was passing through a village in a countryside, and suddenly he noticed that there was a guy standing in the middle of field, and he saw that this man was doing nothing. So he stopped his car. He was a journalist, so curiously he went to him and asked, "Sir, what are you doing here standing alone?" This man replied, "Look, I am waiting for a Nobel Prize. journalist was a little bit surprised and he asked that, Nobel Prize? The man replied that yes, because I have read somewhere that if you are outstanding in your field, you will get the Nobel Prize. So he was outstanding in the field. But believe me, it was not me. The parents and family members have to be applauded and congratulated also. You were sitting in the back, but you must be recalling all those days, right from the day one when your sons and daughters were enrolled in schools. The mothers who are sitting in the back, maybe in teary eyes, they might be recalling the day when they were preparing their loved ones, their children, with new uniform, with a lot of aspirations and dreams. And they were counting everything, that whenever you bring medals and prizes and trophies, how happy they were. And today, perhaps one of the happiest moments in their life. So you are also to be congratulated. I'm thankful to your Dean, Mr. Ranekar, for inviting me. But even if you had not invited me, anyway, I would have been there sitting not here, but in the back in one of those parents. And you know the reason. You know the reason. The reason is very special. After winning the Nobel Peace Prize, I cannot think of any institute or any member of any institute in the world who does not reply my phone calls. And even does not say sorry to it. But you have a person in this institute, I keep on calling and sometimes sending text messages, but she does not reply. And that's my daughter. So I'm thankful to you for caring for my daughter. But I also remember the day when she went to school for the first time, 25 years ago or so. Then I wrote a poem in Hindi I wanted to share with you in a minute. It says, मेरी बेटी स्कूल जा रही है, अभी अभी किवाड़ खोलकर तोड़ रही है वह सदियों पुराने गुलामी के बंधन। देहरी के बाहर पहला कदम रखकर जिंदगी की तमाम मुश्किलों को ठोकर मार रही है वह, मेरी बेटी आज स्कूल जा रही है। एक नई सृष्टि की रचना का सामान भरकर चली है वह, एक नई सृष्टि की रचना का सामान भरकर चली है वह, अपने छोटे से बस्ते में बस किताबें, स्लेट और पेंसिलें लेकर मेरी बेटी स्कूल जा रही है। उसकी आंखों की चमक के सामने फीके पड़ गए हैं ब्रह्मांड के सारे सूरज, चांद और तारे, बेजान सी लग रही हैं सारी समंदर की लहरें, उसके दिल में उमड़ते जज्बातों के आगे आज मेरी बेटी स्कूल जा रही है। घर से निकलते वक्त जुबान से भले ही उसने बोला अधूरा वाक्य, पापा मैं जा रही हूं, पर मैंने सुना पूरा। उसने कहा पापा मैं जा रही हूं, लेकिन मैंने सुना पूरा वाक्य, पापा मैं आज जा रही हूं पूरी दुनिया को अपना बनाने, और खुद को पूरी दुनिया का बनाने। आज मेरी बेटी स्कूल जा रही है। So many of the friends who are sitting in the back must be sharing my emotions on that day. We had a lot of aspirations and dreams. As I said that I always share stories with my son and daughter. Let me share 4 stories with you in short. The first story was when I left my career as an electrical engineer. I was born and grew up in Madhya Pradesh, where there were not too many engineering colleges those days. And there was no MBA college. So what I did, when I decided to give up my career, my friends told me that, Kailash, you have become crazy, you have become mad. My own mother was crying. I do not come from a very rich family or even the middle class family. My mother was widow, my father died in early age. He was not a rich man, he was a police constable. So my elder brothers and my mother put a lot of hard work to educate me as an engineer, and I was quite good at that. And I got a job in the university, I was teaching, but I made up my mind to give it up. Because right from my childhood, I saw children were working on the streets, even in front of my school. I saw the children were not attending the schools, and many of my friends give up their studies. It has become my passion. I wanted to help those children. And it grew slowly. And then, one day I took this decision that I am not going to devote myself as an engineer for the cause of children. Those days my friends told me, Kailash, you have become mad. And today, when they come and congratulate me, some of them are retired now, I asked them, was it a right decision? It was not a bad deal to become a Nobel Peace Laureate and the first Indian-born Nobel Peace Laureate, giving up that career as electrical engineer. Not a bad business. So what the lesson I learned? I learned, follow your heart. Follow your heart. If you keep on calculating all the time that what is beneficiary and what is not, it won't work. That was one lesson from one story. The second story was that I saw that many children left school because their parents could not afford syllabus books. Me and my friend, one of my friends, rented a 4-wheel cart, that is thela, the push cart, on the day when the results were being declared in my town, Vidisha. And we decided that we will go to door in different neighborhoods. We did. I stood up on the cart and started calling, uncles, aunties, badhai, congratulations, your sons and daughters are passed in classes now. But think of those children who have left, who are dropped out because their parents could not afford syllabus books, textbooks. People started coming in, and then I asked them that, could you please put your books in this cart that could be used by those needy children? And let me tell you, my friends, that within 3 or 4 hours, we were able to collect over 2,000 books. And hundreds of children were educated. That was my first march outside my home with a clear objective. And as Adiji was mentioning, that we organized a worldwide march, the largest ever social mobilization in the history of humankind has been organized by an ordinary person like me. We organized the global march against child labor across 103 countries with a demand that international community, the United Nations, should pass a new international legislation. And that has resulted in a new law. There's so many things, so many marches I did, and we have been successful. And the lesson I learned was, build upon your small successes. Because the small successes give you happiness, encouragement, and inspiration. So don't lose it. Keep that success very close to you and build bigger and bigger upon it. The third story is that once I freed some children. I was waiting at the railway station in Uttar Pradesh to go back to Delhi, and suddenly I saw that I rescued about a dozen children who were enslaved and sold. I saw about 50 more children were arriving in the same train which I was supposed to catch to Delhi. I stopped those people who were bringing those children, the traffickers, some argument. The police came, the police shook hands with them and caught me and put in a small cage-like prison. The whole night I was sitting in a small place, in a small prison, and I was very angry, very, very angry. I was thinking to write letters to the Prime Minister and President. As a young man, I was very angry. But by the morning, I thought that this is not the solution. Even if some action is taken against a few people, this is not going to solve the problem. I decided to launch a campaign with the corporate and with the consumers. And that was the first example to bring the good people, good forces from all walks of life closer. I launched a consumers campaign, invited good doers from the business of carpet industry, and introduced a new idea of social labeling on the child labor-free goods. It is the first social labeling in the history, and it is now taught in some universities as the mother of corporate social responsibility. This is the first time when any social initiative has led to bring corporations in the fold to make the things better, to make the world better. And what did I learn from it? I learned, don't waste your anger. Everybody is angry. One time in a day or 10 times in a day, we become angry. But how to transform anger into constructive transformation of the world in the society? How to keep this anger and make it more positive and constructive, that I learned from it, and that is the lesson I could think of. And the last story I wanted to share with you is that when I was friend of this young lady who is my wife today, and Asmita's mother, it was very difficult because my father-in-law did not agree on it. And one day, he made an announcement. He made a declaration that he told his daughter that if this boy is not going to come and marry you in 4 days' time, I am going to marry with you someone. So Sumedhaji, my wife, now wife, called me up. She was very desperate and very sad, and she called that this is the warning of my father. I said, don't worry, I will come and marry you. She called me up on Wednesday, and the marriage was fixed for Sunday. So in Indian wedding, you know, we forgot about all those things, and finally, I took the courage to go. My parents had no idea. My brothers had no idea. My friends had no idea, but I somehow convinced them, and finally, I went and married her on Sunday. So what I learned, that true love pumps your courage. Be courageous, make decisions, don't worry about it. If you are in love with someone, be courageous. I know that many of you are in love with someone. So finally, my friends, I would tell one more thing, that today you are going to take a degree from here, and I am going to give you a degree, MBA, This is 1D. But I am asking you to take 3 more Ds with this 1D. What are those 3 Ds? 1D is not enough because we are living in the age of 3D, 3D television. Even I'm thinking that one day this will become a 3D smartphone so that I need not to shake hands from my friends. I could do it from distance through 3D. So everything is becoming 3D. So take 3D. What was first D? The first D is dream. Dream big, bigger. Dream better. Don't dream for yourself. Try to dream for your society, for your country, for the whole humanity. Sometimes I go to universities and ask the friends, young people like you, what is your dream for next 10 years? I'm going to become the CEO of a company, or a doctor, or an engineer. But when I ask that, what is your dream for your nation? What is your dream for the poor people in the world? What is your dream for the children who are languishing in slavery? What is your dream for the ecology? They say, oh, we have never thought about it. So dream for yourself, but dream for the whole world. If you are not the part of solution, let me tell you that you are problem in yourself. If you are not the part of making this world better, then you are definitely making this world worst. So friends, consciously, deliberately, effortfully, make this world better and be the part of solutions in the world, not just problems. There are so many problems, but you are the solutions. The second D is discover. You have tremendous energy, tremendous potential. I could see in you, I could feel in your eyes. You are bright people and such a great dean and such a great faculties. So discover the potential from yourself and discover the opportunities from outside and don't waste them. And the last D is do. Do it now. If you have a dream and don't do, it is not going to be successful. If you can discover things around you and yourself and don't do, it is not going to work. So dream, discover and do. You can take 3 Ds with you. I hope that each one of you would set an example, and one day one of you or many of you would be sitting in the chair where I am sitting here. Is it possible or not? It is possible that one day you are coming here not as faculty, was the chief guest to give degrees to other students in the future. I wish for that. And let me tell you one thing in the last, that this comes from Upanishad. A student went to a Gurukul, and he knocked the door of the Guru. And the Guru was sitting and asked, who are you? The young man said that I am prince from the state. The Guru said, you go back. The teacher said, go back. After a few hours, this man came and he asked, who are you? He said that my name is X. He said, go back. After a few days, this man again came, the prince. And Guru asked from inside, who are you? He kept quiet. He kept on knocking the door. Teacher opened the door and said that now I am going to teach you, because you are clean slate. You left all your bias, your egos, your inhibitions, your dream, your doubts, everything aside. So you are here to learn. But on the day when this man was going back, the prince, after a year or two, then the prince asked to the teacher, who am I, sir, today? In the Upanishad, the Guru replies, you are fire. You are fire. You can illuminate the whole world. You are the life, you are the leaders, because fire is the symbol of leadership. Fire is the symbol of light. Fire is the symbol of making this world more better world. And you as fire, I hope will make India pride. And wherever you are, everybody will proud that he is an alumni from ISB. I wish you all success in your life. Thank you very much.